Hello everyone, welcome back to the Makisode YouTube channel. Today we want to show us how to make the traditional granny square. It may be called a traditional granny square, but this technique, this square or this project can be used to make all kinds of beautiful projects, right? So without wasting our time, we're going to go right ahead. If you're new to our channel, do subscribe. Yeah, we bring you brand new videos every week on how we make one of our beautiful bespoke apparel. Could be a dress, could be a wall decor, it could be, anything really, blankets and all of that. So let's dive into it. So to make the traditional granny square, you need to know how to create a magic circle. Do you know how to create a magic circle? It's quite easy. All right, so as usual, straggler on this side, and then you put that over there, pinch where the two of them meet, and then grab a hold of your main yarn. So it's going to be right there, and I'm going to start. So the traditional granny square, this particular traditional granny square, I'm going to be working it with the double crochet stitch, and a double crochet stitch requires 3 chains to get the height. So double crochet stitch right here, I'm going to pull my my straggler so that my magic circle becomes a little bit smaller. So I'm going to put in 2 more double crochet stitches. So 2 double crochet stitches in there. Now I have 3 because this chain 3 is going to be counting as 1. So I'll put 2 chains, right? 3 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3 into the magic circle, 2 chains, another 3 double crochet stitches into the magic circle, separated by 2 chains, right? Another 3 double crochet stitches into the magic circle. Now remember, a square has 4 sides, so everything we're going to be doing is going to be in multiples of 4. So now we have 4 3 double crochet stitches clusters. I'm going to call them clusters because they're together. So we have this 1, 2, 3, and 4. So on that note, I'm now going to pull my straggler, put it at the back. Don't forget to don't let your straggler come on front, better always leave it at the back. And then I chain 2 as usual and slip stitch right there, right at the top of the chain 3 space. See, now we have a square. See that's a square. Now to keep increasing this square, I'm going to chain 3. That forms the chain up here, right? I turn around, I put 2 more into that chain 2 space, right? I chain 2, put another one into the same space. For row 2, this is how row 2 is worked. Row 2, you're going to be putting 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches into the chain 2 space, separating them with the chain 2 and creating another corner. So but now I chain 1. So between each corner, this is a corner here, corner here, corner here. Between each corner, I'm going to be putting a chain 1. These are things you need to write down. So in the next corner, this is a corner. What am I putting in there? 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated by 2 chains. That's the 2 chains. And then I go on to create my other 3 double crochet stitches into the same space. Okay, so that was 2, and this is the 3rd one to the same space. So that's it. Another corner, 3 double crochet stitches, chain 2, 3 double crochet stitches into the corner, right? So chain 1 between each corner. Then what am I putting here? As usual, 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated by chain 2. So this is the 2nd cluster, 2 and 3. That's a corner. All right, let me open this up so that we can have room to work. Okay, so as usual, between each corner there's a chain 1. Again, at the corner, what do we have? 2 clusters of three double crochet stitches separated by a chain 2. So, and this is it. That is done. Between each corner, what do? We chain 1 and then slip stitch into the top of this corner. See, that's a corner. This straggler is supposed to be somewhere, so I'm going to pull it. We'll determine what our wrong side is later. So now that I've pulled it, can you see how this is a traditional granny square? Okay, so that's done. What do? I chain up. All right, so we're back. We took a little break. Now with squares, right, your main focus should always be where your corners are. Now sometimes your row may end, at a point other than a corner. That's okay. There's really no problem. What is important in your squares is that they remain squares and don't end up as circles when you don't want them to be circles. So I've chained up, right? So I'm going to turn my work around. Remember that we are in the middle of the square. Look at, these are the corners. Always recognize what? Your corners. So in the middle of the square, we just put our normal 3 double crochet stitches. This is row 3. Since we're still in the middle, what do? Chain 1. Now at the corner, what's the rule for the corner? Every corner always has what? 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated by 2 chains. All right, separated by 2 chains. 3 double crochet stitches separated by 2 chains. And then for all the work that is not in the corner, that is on the side, you chain 1. We're going to put, see this space right here, we're going to put into the chain 1 space, we're going to be putting 3 double crochet stitches. We're not yet at the corner, so what do? We chain 1. Now we are at a corner. So at this corner, what's the rule for corners? 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated by what? By 2 chains. So I got my 2 clusters right there. 2 clusters right there. I'm back on the side. This is a side, right? So at this side, what do? I chain 1. Then in the space, I put in my 3 double crochet stitches. I'm not yet at a corner, so I chain 1. Now I'm in a corner. What do? 2 clusters. Once you remember these rules, in your corners you always have 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated by 2 chains. And then on the sides, what do you have? Just 3 double crochet stitches. And then if you're not yet at the corner, the only number of chains to use is 1. All right, so I'm in a corner. Let me complete my 3 double crochet stitches. Chain 1, since I'm at the side. As you can see, when you're confused about anything, usually I tell you just put your work on the table, find where your corners are, and then continue. So I have 3 double crochet stitches in the side, right? And then I'm at the corner. So chain 1, this is my corner. I put in what? 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated by 2 chains. So there we have just successfully concluded our row 3. All right, so chain 1, 2 before I now slip stitch into that top chain. So this is what we have. This is our square. Look at that square. We have the clusters here separated. What do we have in the middle? 1 3 double crochet cluster, just 1. And then here we have 2 of them at the corner. At the corner here we have 2. I'm going to walk one more rule just so that you get a grasp of this. This is a square. Again, always put it on the table and be sure that you're still working a square. So chain up, don't forget that, turn around, right? And the reason why I'm turning around is because of the technique that I'm using. Some people don't need to turn around. If we're going to be working a solid square, we will not need to turn around. But for this particular pattern, I'm having to turn around so that we have an even, beautiful looking work. So as usual, this is not the corner. So what am I putting in there? just 3 double crochet stitches. And since my chain 3 already counts as 1 double crochet stitch, how many more double crochet stitches am I going to put? Just 2 to complete it. I'm approaching a corner, but I'm not quite in the corner yet, so I chain 1. In the corner, what are we doing? 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated by 2 chains. Separated by 2 chains. Don't forget that. Right, chain 1. Since I'm at the side, I've passed my corner, so I'm going to be putting 3 double crochet stitches in here. So to make your work as flexible as possible, you always have to pull your yarn out so that you're not having to strangle your project. All right, so my remaining 2 double crochet stitches in there, chain 1. Since I'm still on the side, note your corners. If you need to use stitch markers to put at the corner so that you remember that those are your corners, you do so. There's a reason why you have all those tools available to you. So chain 1, because I'm not yet in my corner. This is my corner. What goes in the corner again? 3 double crochet stitches, 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated by 2 chains, 1 and 2. You know, so that's it essentially. I'm going to complete my row off the camera, and then when I get back here, okay, oh, made a mistake, right? I see, you have to know where you make a mistake. I'm on the side, so I'm supposed to use only 1 chain. So chain 1, and then my 3 double crochet stitches into the next space. 3 double crochet stitches separated by a chain into the next space, so long as you're on the side. But when you get to the corner, the rule changes. What's the rule for the corner again? 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated by 1, 2 chains. So here we are at the end of our 1, 2, 3, 4th row, right? This is supposedly going to be our right side. Now it depends on you. If you are going, or if you are gunning for a much larger square, it means you have to continue on to the next row. If you are gunning for a smaller square, it means you probably have stopped somewhere here. So currently we have this is a 5.5 by a 5.5. The interesting thing about granny squares is that you get perfect measurement, because whatever the number of stitches are on this side, they're going to be the same number of stitches on this side. So whether you're using this as a coaster or using it as a front panel or back panel for a top, or using it for a tablecloth, or using it for whatever, you can actually use it for a lot of things. You can actually use it for even to design your beanie, because this is an increase. It keeps increasing. Then at some point you can stop increasing and then walk normally. Now we're going to introduce this. Remember that if this were supposed to be like a coaster or a tabletop decor, you can always put this on there. Look at how beautiful that is. Make a flower, a beautiful flower, and put it on there. You know, make sets of this, 3 sets of this, and sell it for something, or give it out as a gift for festivities. You have Christmas, you have the Sala, you have the what have you, Hanukkah, all of that. You can use that as gifts. Give to friends, give to other family members. It doesn't have to be a great occasion coming up. Somebody could be moving into a new house, and then you want to give them something to remember you by. Yeah, you make them this very beautiful tabletop set, and they just put it on there. There's a, you know, you made a granny square, and then there was this flower, which you can, of course, you know, because you have the stragglers, you sew them in there and then tie at the back. You already know how to do this. So that's it for our traditional granny square. So do you have questions? Is there a part of this video that was unclear to you? Do ask us in the comment section, and then we'll see what we can do about that. Do not forget to subscribe and recommend this video or our channel to your friends to learn something new. So thank you so much for watching, and bye for